Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we've got some more battles with our Hail team with Beartic and Abomasnow. I do feel like we do need to play at least a good half dozen or maybe even a dozen or so games in order to get a real feel for a team, especially when you change things up like I did. Toxapex, Alcremie, Quagsire, Whimsicott, Dusclops, and Tyranitar. Oh, if I bring Abomasnow, we could have Weather Wars. Which I don't particularly want Weather Wars, but what do I want here? I mean, Como-O can be good against Tyranitar, and maybe the fairies a little bit? But that's about it. But I think that'll be, yeah, we'll go with that. I think that's enough reason to bring Como-O. Our opponent, he's still confused. He's like, is he bringing Hail or is he not bringing Hail? That is the question. That's a neat looking trainer card. I like it. And there's Dusclops. That's not what I expected for a lead. I'm just going right off for the Hail. I mean, that Frisk. Oh, darn it. We can't hide our Choice Scarf now. He knows we're Choice Scarf. He's like, what? What is a Choice Scarf Abomasnow? I've never heard of this. But he probably knows. Yeah, he took that right up. I figured he'd probably go for Will-O-Wisp. I don't care if you burn Abomasnow. It's not a physical attacker. And of course, Eviolite Dusclops does not take much damage at all from this. And it has Pain Split. So what Pain Split does is it takes the HP of both Pokemon, adds them together, and then divides by 2 and gives each Pokemon that amount. Now, since Dusclops has a much lower base HP, it is almost always going to end up ahead with that. Oh, there's a critical hit. It would be really nice. Oh, we got the freeze. That's awesome. Thought out? What? That's nonsense. Come on. Not that I was really depending on the freeze, but it would have been nice if it happened, and it did happen, but it didn't. I didn't know you could have a 0-turn freeze. That seems pretty ridiculous. Okay, what are we bringing out now? Toxapex. I can't do much to that. And my Hail's almost gone, isn't it? Now, what do we got here? We got Beartic and Como-O. Wow, our options for attacking this Toxapex are really slim. Even if I had the rest of my team, like, what would I be using against a Toxapex? I mean, I've got Abomasnow's Earth Power, but that's still not going to be enough because it's not stabbed. Abomasnow does not have the most impressive special attack ever. Toxic, that's not good either. Hail stopped. And so, as you're kind of noticing in this in this battle. We've talked about this a bit last time as well. I mean, I can get Beartic in here, but there's nothing I can do with him. Let's just go back to Abomasnow. We talked about this last time. Difficulty getting things in. We also had some difficulty with some highly defensive Pokemon because we're kind of lacking in punching power with this team. We've got Choice Scarf Abomasnow. I mean, I suppose it could be Choice Specs, but then there's a lot of things it won't outspeed. Although it would still outspeed this. That would be wonderful. So our opponent is also switching. I don't know what he was kind of fearing there from the Como-O. Whatever it is, we don't have it. But I'm going to fire off a Leaf Storm here. Now let's just see what it does. I'd like to take this Dusclops out. And I know it might seem bad that our Como-O is burned right now. We're also good. We got the Dusclops going. But I didn't want Como-O or Beartic to get burned from this, from that Dusclops. So I would rather be poisoned, but I mean, no status is the best status, right? Oh, Whimsicott. Well, Leaf Storm's not going to do anything to that. Oh, this isn't good, and we only have one Blizzard left anyways. Beartic? I think this is where we can bring Beartic in. Now, Whimsicott, I've kind of been thinking of using a Whimsicott set like this. It has Prankster, which means it is going to get to automatically, do that. All its non-damaging moves will have priority, like Substitute and Leech Seed. And Cotton Guard, which increases its physical defense by 3 stages. So the idea with this Whimsicott is you just get up a Leech Seed, and you're constantly subbing. And so your opponent's, like, being whittled away by that. And just can't do meaningful damage to you. Like here, we're in a bad position. We're in a bad position because we had to switch out. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, that took out the sub. That's right. So we're in a bad position because we had to switch out. So Whimsicott got a turn there where it got to set up its substitute. And now we've got Leech Seed on this Beartic, and we've got our own Life Orb that's also draining its health. And you can see, even with the Hail up, the Hail just kind of negating Whimsicott's leftovers recovery, we're not really getting anywhere with this. So yeah, another issue that this team is having is against defensive teams. Because I don't even have any, like, non-damaging moves that could combat this either. It's really hard to taunt a Whimsicott. You would have to have a Prankster user itself, and that Prankster user would have to be faster than Whimsicott. Yeah, good luck with that. Or we need something with Infiltrator that can attack around substitutes. That would be nice. That'd be very nice here. Or something with a multi-attack, which we also don't have. But we need to switch out because this is not working. Now, one advantage I do have with Abomasnow here is that Leech Seed cannot be used on grass types. Unfortunately for me, I've only got one Blizzard left, and B, we're burned, so we're going to be dying very soon. Anyways. But while we're chilling here, we're going to get this substitute down, and so this interaction is going to be different than the one we had previously. Cotton Guard. There's the Cotton Guard. So realizes can't get the substitute, and so goes for the Cotton Guard. That's not good. So we got that thing dead. Our Abomasnow is dead, but now he does not have substitute set up. So when we send out our Beartic here, he's going to have to spend a turn setting up substitute, because if he goes for the Leech Seed, we just knock him out. We still have Dynamax we can use. I don't know what I want to Dynamax with. Should probably be Dynamaxing. The reason I don't want to Dynamax right now... Maybe I should be Dynamaxing right now. I don't know. We have to, even if we get past this Whimsicott... Yeah, see, it has to spend a turn setting up Substitute. We knock out the Substitute. And then the Whimsicott is in the same position. It doesn't have its Leech Seed set up yet, and it doesn't have the sub. And that's how we're starting the turn. Yeah, so Slush Rush does not really matter here because of Prankster. But Whimsicott's only going to be able to set up one more substitute. I was going to have to do something different. So a substitute, yeah, 25% of your health goes into the substitute. And that means you need to deal damage equal to 25% of the opposing Pokemon's health in order to knock out the substitute. Most of the time you're going to be able to, but in the event that you spend a turn attacking a substitute and you don't knock it out, you're going to be really, really sad. Okay, so now, I mean, you could go for like a Last Ditch Leech Seed. Get a Leech Seed set up on this. Oh, it must have been going for its Moonblast. But we're faster due to Slush Rush. Alright, so that's those two down. But we do have an issue now with this Toxapex. Unfortunately, though, with our opponent not having anything else to switch into, that means this Toxapex is not going to be able to use Regenerator to recover. So we've got that going for us. We don't really have anything else going for us with this Bear. This Beartic can just probably die. Let's go for Icicle Crash. I'm not expecting this to do much. Yeah, that's what it does. It does Toxapex that it knows recover. Yep. So another option I can do... I don't know if we're going to have enough time to do this. But I can use Como-O... I can use Como-O to... and Dynamax it and use Drain Punch while that, or that, it'll be Max Knuckle. It won't be super effective, but it will give us an attack power boost. And we can do that like 3 times. And then maybe that will give enough punching power to Dragon Claw to kill the thing. As long as I don't get stalled out with poison by that time. But here we have a couple turns where we actually flinched this Toxapex because we do have a 20% chance of flinching off of the Icicle Crash. So yeah, we managed to get that a couple times. So I'm like, hey, you know, why don't I just go for Max Wormwind? Maybe I can kill Toxapex from here. And this ends up being my big mistake of this particular battle. Besides, you know, the mistake of playing Hail. I feel like my defensive Abomasnow might have done better in this matchup, because I could have set Leech Seed on like the Dusclops, right? I could have switched my attacks too. I could have set Leech Seed on the Toxapex too if it was still alive. And it looks like we did more damage. It looks like we did more damage than what he recovered there. So I'm like, okay, Max Wormwind. Next one should probably finish it, hopefully, maybe. If not the third one. But then I use Max Wormwind again. And like, oh, it didn't quite kill. And I'm like, well, what's wrong? Why didn't that kill? Maybe I just got a high roll the first time and a low roll this time. And our battle's about to end. What I should have been doing was probably just going for Max Knuckles. And then Dragon Claw. Because if I had powered up my physical attack power, probably would have got there. I don't know, maybe we would have got there, maybe we wouldn't have. He still hasn't Dynamaxed his Pokemon. Yeah, when I finally saw all three of his Pokemon, I'm like, well, what's he gonna do? Or what's he gonna do for Dynamax, because none of his Pokemon really want to be Dynamax. I mean, he can Dynamax and Max Guard and stall out a turn. But actually what he does is pretty clever here. I think how this works is it counts the HP of all the Pokemon that are still alive when you get your battle timer here. And the HP on his Toxapex, since he's Dynamaxing it, give me a lot higher than the HP of my Kommo-o. And so our opponent's going to be awarded the win. Now when it comes to super defensive teams like that, like we don't have... The only setup sweeper we have that can boost its attack is Silvally, which wouldn't have been... It wouldn't have been amazing here. Might have been usable though. And battle time, yeah. So when the time reaches 0, you enter your last command, and then they're like, "Ah, battle time's up." Yeah, so we lost that one. I should have went for the Max Knuckles with the Kommo-o. Maybe that would have made a difference. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if Beartic gets Swords Dance or not. But when's he gonna find time to Swords Dance? He only resists ice. He's an ice type himself. So, like, how can you spend time sitting there swords dancing? Yeah, I don't know. Alright, well, we need some Marnie theme going on here. Battle against Dave. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Cramorant, a Toxtricity, Rotom Heat, which is pretty good against this team, if I bring Hail. Even if I don't bring Hail, I probably struggle with it a bit. Haxorus, Mamoswine, and Obstagoon. Interesting team. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the Cramorant. It's a water flying type, and it has a unique ability. Like after it uses Surf or Dive, it gets like a fish Pokemon in its mouth. Is it a Barraskewda? Or its pre-evolved form? It might be its pre-evolved form. Arrokuda. And then after it gets hit or something, I think it's after it gets hit when it has something in its mouth, it then launches that at the opponent for some damage. It's just like a bit of chip damage. It is interesting. But I don't think it's super great because it just has like average stats all around. It's not spectacular. Unless I see it performing like really, really well, you're probably not going to see me use that Pokemon. Oh, hey, he's leading with it. Well, this is actually good news for me. Now, it does have a base speed stat higher than Abomasnow's, which means... But it's not that much higher. Which means our opponent is probably not expecting us to outspeed him. Just launch a Blizzard. What's he going to do? He's going to not expect it. That's what he's going to do. Oh, and we get the freeze. Well, that's nice. It's unlucky for our opponent, but it happens. So what was he going for there that let him go first? Does that thing get a priority attack? I don't know. And we're not going to know. I could probably check my opponent's battle team after the battle if I was curious about those things, but I don't want to spend time on camera doing that, so I generally don't. This matchup is not going to work for us. I don't want to be switching into a potential... I want to get Beartic in here and use Liquidation. But I don't want to switch him into a potential Will-O-Wisp. He's just going to Volt Switch. I really don't want to switch him into a Volt Switch because he doesn't resist that either. I probably could have. He doesn't know we have Beartic, but he probably suspects it at this point. Oh, he has Obstagoon. Buffeted by the hail. Oh, okay. So we are max HP on this thing. Yeah, that's the neat thing about Volt switching into an Obstagoon. It activates the Flame Orb right away. So he's got Guts Boost, Facade. Oh, that hurt. That did a lot of damage. But you know what? That's a quadruple weakness. And we healed a nice chunk back from that. Oh, I love pairing up Drain Punch with Assault Vest. Great pairing. And there's Rotom. Should be able to finish this off. I honestly don't care about this Como-O anymore. We're just going to go for the Drain Punch. Will-O-Wisp, and oh gosh, yeah, that's the second time our opponent has gotten pretty unlucky in this match. I'm starting to feel bad for him. And he's actually going to run here, concede defeat. I don't blame him, because I'm just going to switch back in my Abomasnow, get my heal set up, let him kill my Abomasnow, bring out Beartic Liquidation. Yeah, you know how that goes. Alright, and we're approaching 23 minutes. I'm not going to start a third battle if we're after 20 minutes. That's going to be my general rule here. So, I will see you guys next time.